Hi, Steve Chambers here, and I am here with Tonya Reiman, noted body language expert. You've probably seen her on Fox News, and she also has a book out called The Power of Body Language, which is an outstanding book for somebody that doesn't really know anything about body language, just looking to find out and get the basics. And we're here at a conference together on influence in body language. I wanted to bring her out here for a couple minutes and talk about body language.
Sure.
So, Tonya, what do you think most people, what's important about body language that most people need to know that they don't really know right now?
I think the most important thing is that people don't recognize the significance of eye contact.
Okay.
One of the best things that you can do when you're having a conversation with someone is watch them, look in their eyes. But in addition to that, more importantly, watch them and look in their eyes while you're speaking. Quite often when we're having conversation, we need to collect our thoughts. So what we'll do is we'll make eye contact, break away, look down, collect our thoughts, and then lift our eyes back up. When we do that, we miss so much facially of what you're giving off.
Right.
So I think eye contact and looking at the face the entire time is really important.
So how's my eye contact?
Your eye contact is wonderful.
Now, if I am making eye contact, because you don't want to like...
Stalker stare.
Yeah, I don't want to be staring at you completely
right.
the whole time. Now, if I'm going to break away with my eye contact, should I break away up? Is there a preferred way that
you want to break off to the side? And that's a
comfortable.
really good question, because if you break away and look down, that's like submissive.
Okay.
You can break away and look up, but the best thing to do is really break off side to side.
Okay. Now, in body language, it's just been my experience that when people want to know about body language, there's one of three things they want to know. One, they want to know what the other person's saying. Like, do they really mean what they're saying? Are they deceiving me? Are they lying? The second thing is, what am I giving up? Am I giving off a congruent message? Can you tell what I'm really saying, or am I telling you what I want? And the third is they want to kind of persuade you and manipulate by maybe using some body language tricks. I think a salesperson, something like that. But with deception, what's the best way to tell if somebody's like lying to you or deceiving you?
Once again, that's a great question. Looking at their face, do you see any unusual twitches suddenly? Are they changing their pace, their rate, their tone, their voice? You have to listen to their voice. You need to baseline someone. Know what their regular habits are, know what their normal expressions are, know what their normal rate of speech is, and then also look for their body language. I say look for body language lockdown. Because if you're talking to somebody who's typically animated, and then suddenly you ask them a question and you see stiffness, like suddenly they're not moving and they're trying to make sure they maintain eye contact and that their face doesn't give anything away, that's automatically a red flag. So any changes or any deviations from what might be considered normal for them.
So like the open posture and the closed posture, is there like a tendency to one or the other? Like if I was trying to deceive you, would I tend to be more closed? Or would I tend to be more open?
Experienced liars know the game. So, of course, an experienced liar is going to make sure that they maintain a sense of looking open. Someone who doesn't know, like, we talk about children. Children are the easiest people to read because they automatically close up. They automatically cover their mouth. They touch their ears. They give all the signals off. And then as they get older, they start to recognize, ooh, let me,
You learn to mask
right,
as
exactly,
you get older.
mask the emotion. So I say, get a feel for what their normal behavior is, and then look for deviation. I mean, we can talk about the regular red flags. Somebody starts to blink a lot.
Right.
Maybe they start to bring their hand up to their face. They do that hard swallow that demonstrates that there's a high level of anxiety. But anytime we're looking at deception, there is always going to be a fine line between deception and anxiety, and you have to make sure that you're veering in the right direction.
And one thing I think also is that the person has to know they're telling a lie.
Yes.
Right? Because I could be lying to you totally, but if I believe it's the truth, then it's going to come across as truth.
Then it's going to come across as completely natural,
So,
yes.
yeah, so that's not really a foolproof method. I guess the best way, from what you're telling me, is there's no really foolproof, easy method to tell if somebody's being deceptive.
You have to know them well enough and know their normal behavior well enough.
Okay.
If you don't, and you're just going on like the rule of 4, which is, are they giving off 4 signals, then you can say with a certain amount of certainty that there's red flags, but never with 100%.
Okay. How did you get this kind of a digression, but how did you first get interested in body language? I mean, you're an expert, and obviously it's not something you just pick up or you grow up with knowing. How did you get interested?
I became interested when I was in college. My psychology professor got me interested in it, and then I kind of read everything I could. Then, of course, years later, I met Kevin, and he opened up a whole new world of opportunities for me with it.
That was Kevin Hogan, which is something.
Yes.
And so, as I said, she is the author of The Power of Body Language, which, once again, I highly recommend if you have any interest at all, and if you're in sales or persuasion or in business, it's an excellent book to read. It's a good introduction to everything you need to know, right? 80% of the people, that's all you ever need to know. But you also have a new book coming out, The Yes Factor?
The Yes Factor, yes.
Coming out in 2 weeks, I believe.
2 weeks comes out, that's right.
And it's about?
That is how to incorporate verbals with the nonverbals to always guarantee a yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really fun book, and you'll learn a lot about not just the nonverbal
Right.
component, but taking the nonverbal component, adding the verbal, and always making sure you're congruent.
And that's available at Amazon, I'm sure?
Yes, it is.
I know because I pre-ordered it on Amazon, so I'm already getting it. And also, if you want some more information on it, you're at www.tonyareiman.com.
That's right, yes.
Tonya with an O, T-O-N.
Tonya, that's right,
Okay.
TonyaReiman.com.
All right, thank you very much, Tonya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.